Hi everyone, Kimberly Mackey here with New Home Solutions. Have we got a program for you today? I'm so excited to have Adam Van Bavel on the program. Adam is from O'Neill Interactive, and he is sharing something that I know many of you have asked me about many times, and that is using LinkedIn as a selling tool. He says if you maximize the opportunities on LinkedIn, that you will increase your sales. And he's going to give you some real world hacks, including what to do about your profile picture and how to make it stand out, what to do about your custom URL, and even the right ratio for promotional versus content versus value. He's going to talk to you about how to interact on LinkedIn and not just be on there and click like or just look around, but how to actually get value out of it. Now, when Adam sent us this program, he sent me the 5 or 6 minutes that we normally have. And I said to him, Adam, this stuff is so good. You really left us wanting more. So he went back to the drawing table and created this entire 33-minute training program. So this is intensive. Good thing that it's right around the Thanksgiving holiday. All of you should have extra time as you are sitting around waiting on those pumpkin pies or the turkey to come out of the oven. So please take advantage of this. I'm going to break this into a 2-part series, and the link that I'm going to give you today is for the playlist, so that you can link to both videos. But make sure that you spend the time on this, because you can grow your sales using LinkedIn. And again, thank you to Adam Van Bavel for this wonderful content and his generosity in sharing it with all of you.
Hey there, my name's Adam Van Bavel, and I'm the Business Development Manager here at O'Neill Interactive. I want to talk to you today about how to maximize the value of LinkedIn and increase your sales. I'm on LinkedIn pretty much every day, multiple times a day, and a lot of people overlook the value of utilizing LinkedIn, not just from a B2B standpoint, but also B2C. So I want to be able to talk to you about that here today, help you stand out, add value, build relationships, and ultimately just sell more. I'm going to start with a quote from someone that I find incredibly impactful, a guy named Seth Godin. He says, if you've never heard of it, if you wouldn't choose it, if you wouldn't recommend it, then there is no brand, at least not for you. So think about that in relation to not just where you work, the product that you sell, but also yourself. That's something that I focus on, always trying to increase what I would call mind share. So if you look at the screen up here, 2 cups of coffee, right? Everyone loves coffee. Maybe you don't. Maybe you're a tea person. Maybe you just don't like to drink hot beverages. But regardless, 2 cups of coffee, and one is different than the other. So you'll see social media is utilized here. We're going to be talking specifically about LinkedIn. But the reason why I wanted to share this is, how do you differentiate yourself? And obviously, LinkedIn is one form of many that you can utilize to differentiate yourself. But how do you really tell that story differently? So a real life example would be from the content that I put on LinkedIn. And it's not just the content you put out, it's also the content that you engage with, more importantly, to help build those relationships. But due to that, over the past couple of years, I've had several home builders, O'Neill Interactive. We do website design and development, digital marketing, and we work with home builders. So I've had several home builders reach out to me and ask about our services. So that's important, because the cup of coffee on the left there, the orange one, you can see it's kind of old, doesn't get much activity, not much engagement. The reason why is because they're not taking the efforts, my competition, to be seen and add as much value like I am, like O'Neill Interactive is. So using LinkedIn, it's a really easy way, just like this video, to be sharing valuable content, whether it's text, images, videos, but engaging with people, sharing ideas and building those relationships. So again, increase mind share and work to be a magnet. Let people come to you. This is awesome. This is Jeff Turner. Do You Convert? Many of you may be familiar with them. I was at a summit and Jeff was speaking. Jeff's an incredibly intelligent guy. He deals with AI. But what you can see here is in a world where automation, obviously, it's becoming more and more incorporated into our daily lives, people who make genuine connections will be more valuable, not less. So when you focus on that relationship, inherently, you become more valuable to those around you and those who you engage with. So LinkedIn, a lot of people, I think, just see the platform as for job hunting, and that couldn't be further from the truth. It's where the people are. So I want to share this stat with you here. So this is from the Influence Academy, and I'm going to be sharing a lot of things directly from LinkedIn because, again, I want it to be relational. But this is an incredible graph and stat. So 2 professionals join LinkedIn every second. Just let that sink in. But more importantly, in the same time span over the past year, Twitter only gained 9 million users and Facebook has been stagnant relatively, whereas LinkedIn has grown 123 million users. So clearly it's where the people are. You need to know your audience and where they are. It's not always going to be the case, but there's numbers in LinkedIn, and the people that are engaged and active, they're going to see more value. There was also a study done by LinkedIn and Edelman, and in that study, almost 60% of business decision makers said that thought leadership directly led to their awarding of business to an organization. So again, that's B2B. A lot of people watching, you're more B2C, but it's that mindset of being engaged, of adding value, just standing out in a crowded field. Obviously, no matter what it is that you do or you sell, there's competition. So how do you differentiate yourself? You want to build relationships. You obviously want to be seen as a valuable resource by your peers. That can be strategic partnerships if you're in sales and a new home salesperson. But also as buyers do research online. So if they're able to find you and see that you're a thought leader or a trusted expert, you're obviously someone that they would hold in a higher light than someone who they aren't able to find that information, or maybe they find bad information. But you want to put yourself out there in the best way possible. And clearly you're doing that offline, so you want to try to replicate that online. More importantly, LinkedIn has incredibly, right now, low saturation, but very high organic reach. So when you think about social platforms, Facebook, you pretty much have to pay to have, your connections, see the content that you're sharing. Same thing with Twitter and a lot of the other platforms out there, Instagram. But with LinkedIn, there's a huge opportunity for organic engagement still. So if it is something you're considering, spruce up your profile, and we're going to go through some examples here in a bit and show you how to make the most of having your profile. You can also location and role targeting. If you think about it, when you're looking at a LinkedIn profile, you know where the user is for the most part and also what their role is. So it kind of allows you that workaround of if you want to approach and attract certain locations and people's job titles, you're able to do that in LinkedIn. This is an example here of just myself, again, that B2B and B2C. So if you see up there, Patagonia, REI, Toyota, McDonald's, there's no reason if Toyota, which is probably most people, if you think about it, buying a home is the biggest investment in their life usually, buying a car, another big investment. So Toyota has an ad on LinkedIn. It was specifically targeted to me. Same thing with McDonald's. I like to do things that are focused on social impact. So this is a sustainability ad that I saw. But even in the content, Patagonia and REI, the content that they're sharing, and I included some images here. It's just an opportunity for me as someone who supports them to learn more about, what it is that they do and appeal to me. So here's another example. As soon as this loads here, and this is, real life example of adding content that provides value to all those in your network. This is, again, an example of where that last slide came from. You can see 53 people reacted to it in some way, shape, or form. There were 23 comments. I was able to tag people, use hashtags. So we'll get into that also a little bit more later. But when you look at this, this is great. These are the people that I talk to, frequently in my job. These are clients, potential clients, strategic partners, and all adding value to the conversation based off of one post. And when you can replicate that, you can see very quickly how that begins to add value. Just having that opportunity for organic is incredible, and you don't find that on other platforms. There's also an opportunity too to DM people. So DM, direct message. Another great example are local at state HBA, or Building Industry Association, Maryland Building Industry Association. We had a chili cook-off, and that chili cook-off, we were looking for some silent auction gifts and chili cook-off. So we thought, okay, we want to have spices. Well, McCormick, right down the street here, the world headquarters from us in Hunt Valley, Maryland, I reached out to an individual there, both through email and through LinkedIn. And on LinkedIn, the message was responded to pretty quickly. And that's how we had that communication chain. So it's another reason why LinkedIn and just social in general is a valuable opportunity. A lot of times you think, oh, I'll call someone, I'll email them. Well, again, those channels are pretty saturated. So if you can think of roundabout ways, to be connected to individuals, to get that opportunity for them to respond to you. I sent them a message on LinkedIn. I sent them an email. Didn't respond to the email ever. Maybe it went to a spam. I don't know. But we ended up working together and we got things for the chili cook-off. McCormick got exposure out of it. We were happy to have, great product and offer that. So accessibility is another key component of utilizing LinkedIn and messaging. So talking about, really the why and the how, I wanted to show you some how of, very specific actionable details of how you can utilize LinkedIn specifically so that you can add more value. I'm going to show you again here an interview. This is from 2017. So this interview is 2 years old. This is myself and Quint Lears. Quint Lears has just a tremendous, if you visit newhomesales.com, archive of valuable interviews from the home building industry if you haven't heard of him. So check out newhomesales.com for more interviews. But this particular interview from 2017. So the reason I'm sharing that is when it was recorded, I mentioned hashtags and emojis as ways to hashtags are a resource. They're a great way to find content that's either valuable to you or just, seeking out specific things. And then emojis are more eye-catching. So, it's a visual cue that you can draw into. So hashtags specifically, in new home industry, we have broad ones like home builders, home building, new home sales, new home marketing, have skilled trades, construction. I'm an advocate for the skilled trades gap. So just talking about skilled trades related content organizations that are out there, tag in LinkedIn or Facebook, Twitter, wherever, but skilled trades, and I can find a lot of content around that. So it's good because I can engage with it, I can share it, and I can contact those people that also have an interest in skilled trades. So industry specific for groups, a little different. You have National Association of Home Builders and the Young Professionals, which I'm on that committee. So NAHBYP, you can use it for finding events like the International Builder Show. So hashtag IBS 2020, Pacific Coast Builders Conference, DYC Summit, the Sales Leadership Summit. So all of those things, when you have an event, generally you'll notice there's a hashtag. So using that's great because other people at that event, if you're sharing it, it's a great way to easily connect with them. You can refer to it after the fact, and you can always just see who's been sharing content around something that you also have an interest in. So it's a really incredibly simple way. And then personally, you think of, for myself, In It to Do Good is a hashtag I use on LinkedIn. So LinkedIn has a campaign called In It Together, and what are you in it for? I'm all about social impact again. So I'm in it to do good. I'm always sharing content in and around the home building industry of other builders and the work they're doing in their community to improve the areas where they build in. So it's not just building a home where you live, it's the communities where you live. So I'm sharing that type of information, but also, from the broad standpoint, social impact, social good. So anything that is of interest to you, either what you're currently doing or want to be doing, hashtags are a valuable resource.